It's time for the professional portion of the card. We send it up to George Phillips to bring out our first professional fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your professional portion of tonight's card. Our first bout takes place in the 145-pound weight division. It is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and brought to you by StandThemUp.org. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Chris Dunn.
Professional fighting action bantamweight division, Chris Dunn, and once again, Pinnacle Fighting Championships has a very special guest joining Kyle Rzeski and myself in the booth. It's the man who was just in the cage, one of Pinnacle's favorite sons, and featured in the main event for the first pro title fight, the man himself, Cody Garbrandt. Cody, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. What did you say?
No Love joining us here. We get a lot of love from Cody when it comes on to Pittsburgh every time. Very welcoming man, awesome fighter, amazing athlete, and great human being on top of that, Cody. Good to have you here, bud.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here.
Cody, you got to tell me, what kind of words were exchanged between you and Mr. Porter and with the announcement of the main event fight?
Excuse me. And you know it's going to be, he's a really well-rounded fighter, comes from a good camp. I don't really know what he said to me. Just told him that's my belt, and I think he just said good luck.
See, I thought you were saying that Jericho's glasses were way better.
Speaking of well-rounded fighters, we're looking at one, Chris Dunn, one of the hottest fighters in Ohio, coming up here to Pennsylvania, 5-fight win streak.
Right.
What do you know about Chris Dunn, Cody?
I was actually scheduled to fight Chris Dunn, my professional debut, and he came over 13 pounds over. Ended up not being able to take the fight with him. We took another fight on a day's notice. He ended up fighting Mark Jericho. And since that defeat from Mark, he's been on a 5-fight win streak, like you said. Very athletic, very explosive. Mixes it up very well on his feet with his kickboxing and wrestling. Very athletic.
I just threw it out there like, Cody, no love, what do you know about him? And like, we talked about this for weeks and be like, hey, I need you to be ready to talk about Chris Dunn.
Hey,
great stuff, Cody, great stuff.
It's a preparation or sedation thing. Cody came prepared where I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah, you know, I think the reason that he's so successful in the cage is he prepares like he did for this fight.
Oh, he's taking notes and studying.
And we're going to bring out Cody. We're going to bring out Chris's opponent right now.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Francis Healy.
Francis Healy, Mad Dog Fight Team. Cody, let's see if you can do it again. Tell us about Francis Healy.
Very tough, pushes the pace forward, very resilient in his attacks. After his loss to Kama, he came out, had a 9-month layoff, came over and won over first round armbar over Jeff Smith. Very good off his back. He needs to work his submissions here against Chris to win the fight.
If I may,
let's take a look at the tail of the tape, Coyote. Tell us what stands out.
I was going to say, if I may say so, I think Francis is a bit of a disadvantage in the height, particularly. It's only 2 inches, but Francis is a thick guy with shorter arms, so I think Chris is going to be able to get rangy, maybe establish a jab, but the toughest, and dare I say grittiest man in PFC is Francis Healy.
Well, he's Irish, and right away that gets points right there for being tough.
I'm a bit biased to the pale, I guess you want to put it that way. If you're orange and green, you're probably mean.
Very true. He's fought some his pedigree is very tough. He's in the amateurs. He's fought a lot of the top amateurs in in this region. With beat Brandon Poindexter, Justin Steve, Mark Jericho, the Kama Worthies. He's been in the cage with all of them. So this is nothing new. Giving Chris the more experienced fighter here and record-wise, but Francis has fought some of the tough guys in the area.
Sometimes it's not about how many times you walk down that aisle, but who you're walking down the aisle against. And of course, Mad Dog Fight Team, for this fight, Healy did a little cross-training, got involved with some of the other gyms, got some different looks in camp, and he said that's had a real positive impact on his preparation. We'll see if that cross-training pays off here tonight and we see a more improved and what I would say dynamic Francis Healy.
I have to agree with that move for him. I mean, it seems that he is the general of sorts of that fight team. And when you're the man on top, it's tough to go and compete with everybody below you.
Speaking of making that walk, Healy's made the walk into the cage. We send it up to George Phillips to make the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and takes place in the professional 145-pound weight division. Brought to you by StandThemUp.org. Your referee in charge of the action is Chip Snyder. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 147 pounds. 10 professional bouts, 7 victories against 3 defeats. He represents Team G-Force and hails from the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. Please welcome Chris Kid Dynamite Dunn. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing in at 146 pounds. 3 professional bouts, 2 victories against 1 defeat. Representing Mad Dog Gym, he hails from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Francis Healy.
Francis Healy, Chris Dynamite Kid Dunn. Bantamweight action, professional, Pinnacle Professional Fighting League here. Chris Dunn, crouched, ready to go, an explosive fighter.
This was my pick for the most violent fight of the evening.
Very excited for this fight. When it was announced on the card, later in the card was already done, they announced it. I'm like, this card couldn't get better, and they come out with this.
Both men kind of feeling it out, looking to get the distance. Healy starts out with a nice leg kick.
Outside leg kick by Healy. I'm not sure he committed fully to it. That inside one he did. Chris,
Low.
I was saying, he threw the leg kick out, but I'm not sure he fully committed 100% to it. It lands, but.
Interesting side note, too, as well. I thought it was funny that Dunn, didn't actually end up getting to fight Cody. He also was slated to fight myself, and I ended up fighting Anthony Tornell, your teammate, Cody.
Correct.
I kind of feel left out.
Well, we can all fight you after this if you want. Cody and I against you, Ryan.
Yeah, great. I'll be in the parking lot with the doctor hiding.
Chris Berry is very unorthodox with his striking. Right there, he's setting it up. Very explosive though. He gets in range, he's getting his range, and with Francis, he comes in, his head's in the same plane, so he comes forward. He's going to get counter shot a lot, like he just has been done.
It looks like Chris so far has had a couple success with the left hook and the right straight there, landing at Healy's head, and good body kick by Chris.
Nice 1-2, follow up with a kick to the body.
Oh, wow,
nice.
Just missed a spinning hook kick to the head of Francis Healy.
Very explosive, very athletic fighters in here.
And Healy got in on a single leg, and Dunn shrugs him off.
Which you don't see a whole lot. Francis Healy is a thick dude. He's very strong. I've grappled him before, and he's definitely got some strength.
Knee to the body by Dunn. He's mixing it all up, using all the weapons.
He looks to be the more comfortable of the two right now.
No. Keys to victory for Francis is if he's taken down, be active off his back. 2 of 3 losses from Chris Dunn have been submissions, so he can't get caught in the submission.
Cody, what do you do when you face a fighter who comes out throwing these dynamic, wild strikes, kind of emptying the arsenal on you earlier? Do you wait for him to calm down?
Right, exactly. I feel him out, with a lot of jabs, low leg kicks. Nothing too, overzealous here. Let him see what he's going to come with. He's very explosive. That'll die down later in the rounds.
And this could be that dying down moment as Francis Healy gets him down, and now is looking to take his back.
Correct.
Dunn stands up and turns in beautifully, though.
Working the cage very well is Dunn. Good pressure with the Francis.
Good trick takedown.
He's staying on it, yes.
I feel like Dunn may be the more physically imposing of the two, but Francis is probably going to be the more seasoned and cage savvy.
Like Dunn came out with Mark Cherico. He came out very explosive, got Mark, was getting him on the feet, took him down, was giving Mark a fight, and then Mark, he died down, and Mark took advantage of it and got, sunk in the submission for the win.
I'd love to see Francis actually work to take that back. He's had several opportunities here, and he seems content with just going with that single leg drag down and then maybe to cause some damage. Oh, nice. Looking for a knee in the face, but got caught and slammed for his efforts.
That's the drawback of trying that sort of move. You're leaving yourself open for, and especially against an athletic fighter like Chris Dunn who can capitalize in a hurry.
Not just athletic, but a taller athletic fighter. It's easy for him to open his hips up and just step over into a mount position that we just saw him land to do, but Francis Healy, very, very good at getting back to a half guard.
That was a very good scramble, got back to half guard. Now Chris is on top looking to do some damage. This is where Francis needs to be very active up. There he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Not take too many punches there. Hands up.
Healy.
Francis is looking tired.
He just did breathe pretty heavily.
Heavy.
And I don't know, it's obviously Francis has good cardio, but I think he excites himself when he's in an offensive position and he doesn't breathe all the time with his strikes.
He certainly looks like the tenser fighter in the stand-up.
Oh!
Nice kick.
Dunn missing a front kick to the face, falls, but pops right back up.
Francis said Healy came in saying he expected a lot of head kicks from Dunn, and so far Dunn's given him what he expected.
Oh, that was a low one right there. Healy now on the receiving end of a crotch blow.
They're even now.
Right.
Yeah, it's 1-1. Now the next move is to actually bump cups.
You know, Francis Healy talking to him about the improvements and changes he made for this fight. He said he changed things up after the Kama fight. He said you're going to see more control and a change of attitude. He's going to be less crazy and less aggressive. Do you think we've seen that so far?
Yes, he's been very hesitant. He used to be really open with the strikes. You know, come forward, a lot of hands down. You know that brawling type style. He needed to tighten it up, and Kama really exploited that with him, and that's how he got knocked out. He got counterpunched with wild punches while the fighter was throwing straight punches.
A lot of times the education for a fighter does come through a loss. I know myself, it takes you to actually get defeated to kind of move the ego aside and learn.
Francis
Nice
Healy
right
went for an outside leg kick with the
he's
right
hurt.
knee.
He's hurt.
Dunn just need him hard in the body. Yeah, Francis seems like he's wobbly on his feet right now.
Taking some huge breaths is Francis Healy. Dunn not giving him any room to take those deep breaths.
Him very good. When you have someone hurt, you see the blood, you go for the kill. This is what Dunn's doing.
And look at Dunn moving his feet. Healy circles to the right, Dunn shuffles, staying in front of him, cutting the angles and cutting off the cage. I like what Dunn's doing.
And again, as a taller fighter, it's easy for him to cover that distance. Francis takes 3 strides to his 1, going laterally.
Francis Healy looks to be just staying away right now. He needs to get to the end of this round, needs to get
go to the second round, figure him out. Hopefully he wears down. That's what his game plan was going in. Wear him down and then go in later in rounds, because Chris has fatigued in a lot of his fights.
Chris has definitely slowed down. I don't know if he's just measuring or if he actually is starting to feel the cardio effects here of fatigue, but there is a marked difference in the speed of the fight right now.
Spinning back kick.
Francis Healy said about his cardio, it's excellent. I've been killing it in camp.
Yeah, it's training's different, than a fight when you get in here. The crowd, the nervousness, the anxiousness, they're getting punched in the face, another fighter coming at you.
Trying to
he looks
your
really
head
well.
off.
Right, yeah.
I think Francis does have great cardio. If you notice when he gets in these scenarios, you don't see him breathe when it gets tight.
Inside 5 seconds of round number 1. Big right by Healy.
Very nice
Good
first
way to end the
action
round.
round. Very nice. Very explosive.
Great round by both fighters. Cody, we're putting you on the spot here. 1 round in the books. How do you score that round?
I'm going to have to give that to Chris Dunn. He was more effective on his feet. He got the takedown. Healy got the takedown too, but he was more effective on his feet. He also reversed him, stayed on him a little bit longer. Had him hurt. He landed some more power shots than Francis and stayed busier. Stayed busier with the jab. Very accurate with his jab. So I'm going to give that to Chris Dunn.
Coyote, are you in agreement?
Also going to Dunn, just due to the fact of the control. He had the center of the cage the entire round. Healy was always backing up. You have to give it to the guy right there. Now we see in the replay, Dunn kind of took Francis' offense and turned it around on him. Francis went for a high knee, Dunn underhooked the leg, took him down, punched him in the face for it.
Very good scramble into that. I'm excited for the second round to see who comes out, who's fatigued and who's going to wilt this round. This round right here will win the fight.
This is the man maker.
Chris Dunn in the red. Francis Healy, yellow trunks. Pinnacle Fighting Championship 6. Ryan Kavanaugh, the Coyote, and No Love, I Need a Nickname.
We'll find you one by the end of the night, Ryan.
Chris Dunn takes center cage. Fighters touch gloves. Let's see if Dunn regains some of that explosiveness he showed at the beginning of the first round, but didn't have so much at the end, and it's Healy who throws the first punch, overhand right.
Acknowledge that right hand by Francis.
Healy looks actually spry right now. He looks like he's got a bit more spring in his step after this.
Definitely.
Committed to that kick, that's for sure. Didn't land.
Toe chopper. Dunn is looking for that head kick.
I'd like him to set it up more. It's there. It's definitely there.
Say,
he got it. He has a very fast front leg kick. If it comes with the setup, he already got Francis once in the first round with it.
Well, the problem is now is if you show that strike early on, the guy knows what to expect for the rest of the fight.
Yes.
That's obviously the one you're looking for. So unless you set it up properly, you're probably not going to hit it again.
I feel like Healy has not closed the distance enough to get into his striking range. He's throwing leg kicks and arms, fists that are just not getting there. Cody, you agree?
Yes, he is. He's mauling his punches. He just brings his feet with his hands. He's just throwing shoulder punches, really. He doesn't want to get in Chris's range. He needs to bring them together.
Big right by Dunn.
Very true.
I will say this is the fastest I've ever seen Francis Healy look.
Yep.
But as you said, there's no proper distance closing. I'd like to see him feint a little bit, then get inside. Oh, great takedown.
Good takedown. Very good.
And he's got his back.
Put
One
the
hook
hooks
in. He's got
trying to get that left hook in,
both
and he
hooks
does.
in now. Oh, this is
Both
trouble
hooks
for
in,
Dunn.
yep. This is where
That choke is
not very
deep.
good.
He's flattened him out, and it's
Two of us
Francis Healy looking for a submission
He
win.
needs to go palm to palm here, though. He can't go for your standard rear naked choke from this position. It's incredibly hard to finish him there. He needs to go palm to palm to get the proper leverage. Now, see, that's tough right now. Dunn isn't even there. Now he's fighting the handoff. But if Francis went palm to palm and got that right elbow underneath the chin more and cranked it up on a 90-degree angle, this fight would have already been over.
Looking for 2 in a row to stop his 5-fight win streak here.
Absolutely, Dunn's 5-fight win streak on the line, and he's in a bad spot with Francis Healy on his back looking for the rear naked choke.
3 minutes ago, he's in a very dominant position. He's working.
Believe it or not, he's actually safer going belly down again than posturing up. Because this the hip position will give Francis that leverage if he does try to stand up.
There it is. It's tight. See, there you go.
He's getting, wrong way. Dunn almost had an out, but chose to dive the wrong way and now ends up in a bottom position of the half guard.
When I was training, we scheduled the fight for Dunn. I watched a lot of his fights. He's had a lot of amateur experience, and he has been caught in a bunch of submissions, but has been resilient and fought out of them. And really deep rear naked chokes like that, he would give up his back and feels very comfortable there. He just fought out of it really well and gutted it out.
Lands some nasty elbows from the ground.
I'm surprised they didn't cut Francis there.
Right.
But I just say
Nice
I wish
elbow
Francis
from
would have gone palm to
Francis.
palm there. He could have had this fight done with a minute ago.
He had double boots in and a very good angle of the cage.
And we'll see if it's something that Francis Healy looks to regret here.
Oh, great pass by Healy, though. Awesome pass.
Oh, watch the Kimura.
Dunn's way out of position to get that, though. Francis could take his back here again.
Nice scramble. Very good scrambling. Yeah.
Dominant side control here. But somebody's bleeding. I see some Kool-Aid on Healy's shorts
He's
there.
going to take the back again.
Works a good job of shrimping out and keeping that to a half guard scenario by Chris Dunn. Well, now we're in side control again. Healy looking to rain down some punishment.
Mad Dog Healy staying tight, staying very compact, putting a lot of pressure on Chris Dunn.
And that will wear on a fighter, later in the rounds. You have someone on pressuring you the whole time and trying to get off fight to get out. That pressure will wear on you.
Chris Dunn looking for a takedown of his
There
own.
he goes, yep.
Healy working that whizzer, though, and is going to stay safe. He might even get his back from here if he can step around. And he's going for that wrestle hook with his right leg. It's a weird, almost inverted leg hook, as opposed to a standard jiu-jitsu where you're going outside the hips. Both fighters back up on their feet now.
What a round. Chris Dunn stalking, walking down Francis Healy, looking to put those hands to work, which has given him so much success so far in this fight.
Under a minute to go in the second round. He goes for a takedown himself.
Good sprawl though by Healy.
Excellent entry.
Excellent turn. That whizzer is really paying him dividends.
Very tight.
Stepping over the
right
mount.
to full mount. Oh.
Pushes him, trying to regain half guard, quarter guard.
Very good pressure by Francis and mad awareness, on the takedowns and the Wizards. Very, very, very good pressure.
I say it constantly, fighting a striker has more dire consequences, but fighting a wrestler, a good grappler like this, has more frequent consequences. Chris Dunn needs to land a big strike to end it, but Francis can sit here and grind you out for a full 15 minutes.
Yep. Neon belly.
Neon belly looking to pass, and actually I think
Great
he wanted
elbow.
neon
Nice
belly
elbows.
just to control the position and land some strikes.
Exactly, I like to go neon belly, and it's very more control there with the elbows. Just really land those elbows, that left elbow to Chris's face.
Those are landing flush. Dunn looks like a fish out of water right now.
Down to 10 seconds in round 2.
He's going to survive this round, and we're going to go to round 3.
Francis Healy pouring it on as we near the end of the round.
Hooks again.
We will see round number 3. Francis Healy and Chris Dunn. I'm coming back to you, Cody.
I'm going to give it to Francis. He was very controlling of his pressure all rounds, and all the scrambles. He won the scrambles. Give it to Francis Healy.
I agree. I have 1-1 right now, but as they both get up, both men look absolutely exhausted.
Very, very tired.
As far as fighters, both of you guys have been in there and done it. What's more difficult, being the guy on the bottom trying to get up or trying to hold him down like Healy was here?
Well, I can't ever say that I've taken somebody down in a fight and really worked that top
Accidentally
position
you've
too much,
gotten there.
but accidentally I have.
Yeah.
But as far as from the bottom, that is rough. Now right here is that choke I was talking about. If Francis could just switch it from a standard rear naked to a palm to palm, this fight would have been right there. I mean, that chin is up and exposed.
Yep. Very true. He would have got that sub right there in a second.
Now, Cody, top or bottom, what do you think is better?
I think so. In training, I get more tired fighting out of someone. When I can hold someone down because I've wrestled my whole life and I've been on that grind. So holding someone down there has been a problem with me. It's getting taken down and working your way back up. I feel is like more exertion to your body.
Speaking of the grind, it's grind time right now. We enter the last 5 minutes of a 3-round fight. It's Chris Dunn right there in the red trunks. Francis Healy in the yellow.
Round
We've
3.
got it 1-1 coming into this round.
And now to touch on that point further, Cody, I think it is subjective as far as what tires you out more. A striker always looks like he has great cardio if he stays in the feet. You put him on his back and he's gassed. Wrestlers tend to gas out when they're boxing. Oh, big knee to the head.
Nice.
Chris Dunn just hit Francis Healy with a left knee to the head.
It was timing as Healy looked like he was dropping his head to the right, and Dunn brought the left up, hit him with the knee.
But Healy,
Francis
again,
staying active with those elbows. Very, keeping the pressure and throwing those elbows. That was 4 unanswered elbows.
now see, that's got to be frustrating for one Chris Dunn to throw a head kick, have it land, and then find yourself on your back.
Came out very strong that round. Came out firing on all cylinders. Got taken down, and now Francis is it's tied up here. Those points that he just scored just got taken away.
I kind of feel like when a wrestler's on top of a striker, it's like a check engine light. Something is wrong, but you can't identify what right yet. And it takes a long time and process to get through to that if you don't have an educated ground. Right now, it's very evident Healy is better on the ground than Chris Dunn.
Right, I was looking for Dunn to control that left wrist of Healy there.
Yeah, he did have a sweep there, Ryan.
Right.
Side control weighing down, look, knee on belly again. He's found him very successful against Chris. Chris needs to shrimp out the other way, put pressure, hands in the hips, and get up.
It's the left elbow. How much pressure is he putting on? And
There
Dunn's
we go.
back to his feet.
Yep. Both fighters looking tired.
Oh, yeah, hands are down. Francis still
Francis
moving
backing
better,
up.
though.
Yep, nice one, too.
Stiff left there from Dunn, followed up.
I would love to see Francis throw some feints.
Yes, definitely. Chris's hands are down low.
Now we've seen Dunn shoot for the takedown, but I think he wants to keep this standing for the last 3.5 minutes to win this round.
To win the fight, yes, he needs to pick his shots, keep moving. Don't overzealot. Don't come rushing over with punches. Just pick him apart here on his feet. He's a better striker.
Left from Dunn lands. Healy's
switching his leads back and forth.
This could be a classic case of hubris in the first round. Chris Dunn showing an amazing array of striking talent, but now he's gassed himself out, and now we're seeing the standard 1-2 jab kind of thing.
As tired as Dunn is, that's what he's got to do. He landed the right and then got out of there. He can't land the right and hang around for Healy to close the distance, clinch, or take him down.
That's exactly right. When you're fighting a grappler or
Nice
a
kick,
grinder like
nice
Francis
kick.
Healy, you have to be guerrilla style in and out.
Nice block. He needs to return fire.
So
Healy
often in
lands right.
MMA, you see a technique used and the opponent will try to get you right back with it.
It is an ego thing. Every fighter, I don't care what they say, myself, Cody, anybody who's coming here tonight has an ego.
Oh,
and when somebody hits you with it, you want to return that back to show them, like, you're not getting off on me kind of thing.
Guys trading leg kicks now because of that. Back and forth.
Dunn needs to stay busy with his hands. 1-2, pick him apart like he is, and he'll win this third round and win himself to a decision.
The jab has all but gone out the window here in the third round as we aren't seeing too many setup strikes, just a lot of bombs thrown.
And Dunn's using that leg kick to keep him at distance. He's using the longer weapon of the kick. Nice right hand there by Dunn.
Chris is doing his 1-2 very well, when Francis comes in.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, he needs to stand back up.
Great level
Dunn,
change.
it's done with the takedown. We're back in a scramble, and Healy's going to win it. There's 2 minutes left.
Oh, nice scramble.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
And Healy's in
Great
that
hips by
bar.
Francis Healy.
Very
And
good
again,
hips.
that left elbow is telling the tale of this whole fight.
You can definitely tell Francis this camp has definitely switched it up a lot. His wrestling looks very good. His pressure on top. He knew coming into this fight what he had to do in training and preparation for Chris Dunn. Executing the game plan very well.
And as far as that cardio we spoke to right now, Francis does look fresh. And his comfort level where he feels good in this position, he does not seem to be short of breath at all right now.
Francis Healy still controlling it, and Chris Dunn's got to find a way to get out from underneath or he's going to lose this round, I believe.
Sure, he needs to get up. He needs to feel like he's drowning. He needs to get up. Every time, a wrestling coach said, you're taking down, feel like you're getting drowning, get up.
Yep.
He has no urgency to get up. He's laying there and taking elbows and punishment he doesn't need to do.
Now, do we think between the two of us, Ryan and Cody, that there's enough time left in this fight for Chris Dunn to steal this round and effectively steal the fight? Or
He would
does
have to get a knockout. He would have to get a
He's gotta
finish.
finish, you
He would have
think?
to get a finish. He had a very close first round. Give it to Dunn. Francis came out, was a dominant second round, third round, very dominant. So goes to the scorecards, look for a decision on Francis Healy.
Coming up on the 30-second mark of this fight, Francis Healy dominating Chris Dunn on the ground, controlling the position, using that left elbow. Is Healy going to go for the finish, or is he going to be content to just keep wearing him down? He's putting a lot of pressure on Dunn as this final bell comes upon us.
Why go for the finish? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right
Right.
now, there's nothing broke about Francis Healy's fight.
Dunn looks like I just don't think he had the position or enough energy to pull
Yeah,
off
he's
a
definitely
sweep there.
gassing out.
10
Someone
seconds,
grinding on you
Prince.
for the past 2 rounds, it definitely shows. Good fight, good win for
Very
Francis.
telling story.
Oh, good cage walk and sweep by Dunn, but not enough.
Nice. Very nice.
Great fight.
3 rounds in the books, and the Mad Dog Francis Healy throws his hands up. He feels like he got enough done. Coyote, No Love, do you guys feel Francis Healy did enough in this fight to win it?
I got 2 rounds to 1.
Yeah, second and third round, Francis came out and really pushed the pace, and he used the areas that he needed to win the fight. You know, he took to a very good game plan and won this fight against a very game opponent of Chris Dunn.
As we look over at the replays now, we see, the telltale elbow of the fight. I should say the last 10 minutes of this fight, really. The final 2 rounds that we saw Francis Healy dominate was in the side control half guard position, and the left elbow really just painting the face of Chris Dunn.
Now, crazier things have happened. We understand it's going to the judges, and that means we don't know what's going to happen. However, if Francis Healy pulls this off and Dunn loses, for me, the turning point of the round was with 1:40 left in the third, when Chris Dunn shot for a takedown. Francis Healy won the grappling exchange. Dunn was winning on the feet. I think if he kept it standing, he would have won the round. What do you guys think?
Very true. That was a very good point you brought up. He was winning, you know, he was winning on the feet. He took a desperation shot. Maybe he didn't think that he was up on the scorecards and wanted to go for a shot and didn't commit to the shot and took a risk and it ended up not working for him.
I don't understand that move myself. I mean, if you are winning clearly in one aspect of it, why switch it up?
Absolutely. Great fight by both guys. Like all the fights so far in this card, everyone that's gone to a decision has been action-packed from the first bell to the final bell of the last round, and these two went at it.
Yes, they did. You know, Joe D'Amore and Dave Clicker, you know, very good matchmakers. Make up matches that are exciting for the fighters to fight. They want to fight, and the fans.
We've gone 3 rounds. The scorecards are in from the officials. It's time to send it up to George Phillips and find out the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for a hard-fought professional 145-pound weight division contest. The final bell has rung and your judges have spoken. All 3 judges saw it the same. 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision from Mad Dog Jim Francis Healy.
No surprise there, Francis Healy fighting his way to a hard-earned decision win. And here's Dave Click with your winner.
All right, I'm here with the Mad Dog himself, Francis Healy. Me and Francis have been doing this together for a long time. I'd say 5 or 6 years, so we are no strangers to each other. This kid progressively gets better each and every single time he steps into the cage. He came in here and he imposed his will when he fought a very, very smart fight. Francis, I know you're happy to get a win here in the Pinnacle cage. Talk a little bit about the fight and tell us what might be next for you.
Chris Dunn's tough as nails, man. He's coming off 5 straight wins. I knew he was going to be tough. He's got twice as many fights with me, amateur and pro. But I just kept pouring it on, and the takedowns ended up winning out.
Yeah, it worked out well for you. Chris Dunn is definitely no joke. Came in here with a 7-3 record, like you said. His last loss was to Mark Cherico at Pinnacle Fighting Championships 1. Since then, he's been on an absolute tear. The kid's a beast. With that being said, anyone the Mad Dog would like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my fight teams. Mad Dog Gym, of course. They're my, since the beginning, they've been there. Matt Factory, a new addition for my last 2 wins, and they're huge for my success. I want to thank all my family, friends for coming out. Thanks, everybody, for supporting me. All my sponsors, you checked out my banner in the beginning. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. He is the Mad Dog, Francis